All right. Well, we are up and running. Okay. Well, let me say a few things. Okay, we got the stream going. I should have gotten it started earlier, but forgot with everything here. But welcome everybody to the live stream on the Arizona SWOT Sunday, and back from the QTH here this week. Seem to have sorry about last week with all the Windows update struck at the worst possible moment, and so things were all the apple cart was upset, but it seems to be back up and running now. And Steve, I probably said enough. Can you give me an audio check on the live stream?
You had a good audio check there. I just need to check my own voice here and see what it sounds like, Osh.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. So I'll give you a few seconds to let it work its way through the internet, and what about that?
Okay, yeah, I can hear myself fairly well. A little bit on the light side, but that's okay. Maybe I'm not coming in as strong as normal.
No, well, I don't have the antenna on you, so that may be. All right, well, we'll let you see how the others are. We'll give it a shot because I may have to change that as well. So we can do that as we get along here. All right, back to the list. Let me there K7EME. All right, nothing heard there for the moment. So very good. Let's see. I'm looking who's where here to try to get an idea. Okay, Mike, ND7E. Mike, I need your voice for a minute here. You by the microphone?
Roger, good morning.
Okay, give me a little bit of chatter. Give me about 10 seconds worth of chatter. I'm going to peek up on you so I find out where Catalina is on my azimuth here.
Okay, very good, Doug. Well, good morning to you, and I'm just sitting here having my cup of coffee, trying to get my blood pressure back up to normal levels, and it's getting there, I think. Back to you, Doug, ND7E.
Okay, very good. Okay, I've got you. I got you spot on there. I got to write down where you're at here. Bear with me. Okay, so the more I do this, the more I'll have a better idea where I set with things. So I'm going to go back on to what I think is about the Phoenix heading here. And let me see. Steve, W7WHB, can you give me a little bit of chatter?
Yes, sir. This is Whiskey 7 Whiskey Hotel Bravo, located in Gilbert, Arizona. And it is a fine day in Arizona today. Beautiful temperatures, clear skies, and looking forward to the SWOT net.
All right. Thank you for that. I am going to get you written down. Let's see. W7WHB. I've got two Steves, so I can't just write a first name down. All right. So far, so good. Very good. Let's see. Jerry, W5RCQ. Let me peek up on you.
Yeah, good morning, Doug. It's a beautiful day in Arizona, so hopefully your new antenna is there such a thing as too much gain? Anyway, hopefully that's enough chatter.
I think there may be. I may be finding that out. All right, I've got you peeked up, Jerry, and I'll get that written down. Yeah, it's definitely different from what I had calculated earlier, but no worries. What I need to do is actually get a moonrise and set it on there, and then I'll see just exactly where I'm at. But then I can get the shift. If there's any shift, I can calculate that in and then adjust it later on. But very, very, very good. Okay. Let's see. Anybody else wanting to check in to the Arizona SWOTnet, K7EME? All right, nothing heard there. So yeah, that boy, the forward reflected. I don't have a. Oh, I've now I've no I don't. I'll have to put the other watt meter, the one I have the multiplier in, the one with the board in it, on, and set it for 1500 and see what the reflected is at 1500 forward on a carrier. But let's see, based on what I have seen so far, it's going to be about 1.25 watts. So that's not bad. Boy, Chuck, again, I can't thank you enough. I know I sound like a broken record, but that is just an absolutely professionally done, spot on. I'm going to have to redo my QRZ page to show off that antenna setup, because that thing looks, it's something only a ham and an engineer ham at that could appreciate, Chuck. And so a round of applause is due for you.
Well, thank you, Doug, again, and no worries. I enjoy it, and also I have my live stream up as well. So we got 2 live streams today.
All right, excellent. So we're doubled up. We got backup just in case a Windows update happens. Actually, that's not going to happen. So yeah, we're good. What a difference from last week. Now everything is good. I moved the Flex. I had to. I got the FT902 here, DM, to add to my boat anchor collection, and I put the lineup, all the accessories on one side. I had to make more room. It's much bigger than the 830S lineup, and I didn't realize that. So I had to move the Flex to the other side of the screen and put the Q5 multibander up on top of it, and in so doing, of course, you wonder what you're going to screw up. But now, with the simplicity of the Flex / Q5 setup, it was not bad at all. Unlike the rat's nest of connections I had beforehand, so the difference is great. Anyways, so far we'll see. Good results so far. I'm not, with the additional antenna, we only have a theoretical 3 dB gain, so you guys aren't going to notice really any much difference in my signal strength power. However, it's the DX that is going to be interesting to see, and it's going to take a month or so with Serge up there in Las Vegas to see how he copies. I also want to try with the Bozo Net in Los Angeles, so I'm gonna see how we do with them now, as opposed to what I had before. So this is definitely better than anything I've ever had up in the air on 2 meters, and so also going to be doing some EME with this, just to see what Moonrise EME is. It's been about 4 or 5 years actually since I took the 4-bay array down, and I'm anxious to see what I can do with this as well. So anyway, more on that later to follow when we get the net going. Anybody else out there? This is K7EME for the Arizona SWOT net.
KW7RNX, Arizona SWOT net.
Okay, I got you there, Ron. KW7RNX. How are you going to be able to stick around?
Roger that. I'm running remote from Kennedy Park over here by the lake this morning. So, yeah, I'll be standing by, and if you could give me what number I am so I can kind of watch the countdown, I'd appreciate it.
Oh, you got it. You are number 17. Number 17, over.
Roger, roger. We'll be standing by.
All right, Ron, thanks for checking in, and enjoy the park. That's cool that you're checking in via remote. We have some snowbirds that do that occasionally, and so that's always fun. They keep their stations here in Arizona going, and then check in from wherever they're at. One fellow from Idaho does that every year. Okay, K7EME for the Arizona SWOT net, standing by.
K7LOL.
Yeah, K7LOL. Dave, good copy this morning. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Listening to exciting things happening with new antennas, and I will be hanging around today.
All right, excellent. We got you on the list. Quick question. It sounds like I talked to Jay, and sounds like you got some help there with the AZVHF and Slack.
I haven't checked this morning, but not as of yesterday.
Okay. Well, we did discuss that. So anyway, you should hear something. So I did contact him and explain your situation there, Dave.
Well, that's very cool. I thank you so much for that. While I have you on here, let me try something and tell me if this improves my audio as far as you're concerned.
All right, go right ahead.
Okay, how's this sound? Test 1 2 K7 LOL.
Yeah, I am not having the problems understanding what you're saying that I did before. Now, maybe it's the strength, but so far so good. I'll have to hear you for a little while, but it does seem that your lows are no, excuse me, your highs are a little bit more accentuated than last week.
That'll work. Thanks, Doug.
Yeah, I definitely am hearing better. And let me give you a signal report with your loop right now. We'll hold that. We'll get that as a reference. Just say a few words, please.
Now is the time for all good men to come to the aid of their country.
All right, you were peaking to S7 there, S7. Okay, so that we got it. And Robert, that's K7 Lima Oscar Lima on the list.
Sorry, N780.
No worries at all. And good morning to you. Let's see. Anybody else out there? Boy, does this amplifier like that new setup, Chuck. My was nothing. There's not a flicker. There's not anything. It's all forward.
Well, that's what you want. That means everything's going out to the antenna except for what's lost in that monster coax, which is probably not all that much.
Yeah. Now, just as a general reference, with the amplifier, and I have not. I'm going to have to recalibrate the bar graph in there, which I will do here this week. But I have not touched it purposefully because of the changes, and without doing anything to the amplifier. Now there isn't, like I say, there is not even the slightest flicker of the lowest bar, and I had at least 4 bars on the reflected during the net at full power before with the well, I was down to 1 Yagi, but at that 1 Yagi, 4 bars are reflected on the LED.
Well, we did our job right then. Like I said, it's all good, man. That's the way it's supposed to be, right?
Oh yeah. This is something else. And the well, so I have to go when 222 goes back up. Of course, that'll be the same exercise with the and thank goodness for nano VNAs now. I mean. That nano VNA worked. I mean, we don't know how accurate it is. It certainly isn't like a a big boys nano VNA network analyzer, but I had it within those lines within a half a degree of phase of each other, and this just backs that up that it must have been accurate.
Yeah, don't slight the Nano VNA. I think it's pretty darn good. I've seen some head-to-head comparisons between it and some pretty high-end analyzers, and for the money, you cannot beat it. So it's at 144 megahertz or even up to 432, 1296. It might get a little dicey at 3 or 4 gigs, but for most of the stuff that we do here, it's just more than adequate. NJ60.
Yeah, just crazy. And this coming week, I'm gonna see how the bandwidth is on the tuning. We'll go down to the EME subsection there. Around 075 or thereabouts, and just see what we have. I'm sure that it will be negligible, and then go up to the meteor scatter, which get that figured out where that is. And well, I guess that's pretty close to the FT8 frequency for during contests. So yeah, I know it's all good. So we're in good shape. The only other thing will be to check up around the AM frequency. So when we get going on for playing around with the boat anchors on AM on horizontal polarization, we'll see how that works as well. But I do have a vertical up now for 2 meters, so I'll be able to do some vertical polarization as well. Not much of a vertical, but it's up there. Anyway, K7EME for the Arizona SWOT net. And do we have any other folks lurking out there? Nobody else but our SWL out there, and hopefully he's listening online, he or she. And we'll see. Maybe we'll encourage somebody to get on 2 meters here if they hear enough exciting stuff. And by the way, a teaser DX on 432 this week. So that's all I'm going to say. But stay tuned, guys. Really some cool happenings there, and not just one day. So if you thought there was no DX on 432, yeah, and just hang on. K7EME standing by.
WD7R, good morning.
Good morning, Mike. Okay, you're another one I need to get a heading on. Give me some chatter, Mike. I've got to see what your beam heading is on the new controller here.
Yeah, good morning, Doug and the group. WD7R just went for a nice walk, get that out of the way before we start the festivities today. But you're 10 to 20 over 9 this morning, Doug. Good signal. How you doing?
I am doing great, and now I've got your azimuth here as well. Get that written down. And so I am doing great. I will send you a picture here of the new antenna. I was going to do it last night, and it was too late. I didn't want to disturb you.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, I've been thinking about you. Hope you're having a productive weekend. Looking forward to hearing about that and seeing the pictures there. And appreciate you taking my check-in. Going to go grab some coffee, and I'll be back. WD7R.
All right, Mike, sounds good. I will just check your phone. I'll be shooting that up to you here momentarily.
Roger, roger. Thank you.
All right, I am going to play around here and go out to the west and northwest. I'm sure there's nobody that is looking for us, but I'm going to take a guesstimated, let's see, let's go out to 300 degrees. K7EME for the Arizona SWOT net. Anybody out that way to the north west from Tucson. K7 Echo, Mike Echo. Oh, I wish we still had our fella out there in Needles. This would be a good test. Let's come back a little bit more around K7EME for the Arizona SWOTnet. Anybody out there? I heard somebody. Please call again and give me several call for just a little bit longer.
Kilo 7 Bravo Victor, it's Bill up in Kingman. Kilo 7 Bravo Victor.
Oh, Bill. Yeah, okay. Hey, the new Yankees, the new antenna is up. Good copy. KK7 Bravo Victor, Kingman, K7EME. How you doing up there?
Doing well. I'm not sure if I checked in on this rig or not, but I traded off my IC705 for a FT991.
Okay. I saw on Slack that you were planning on doing that, and so how do you like it? All right, you took a little bit of a fade there right at the end, but I saw that you were planning on doing that, so you got a little bit more power, and definitely there's QSB. You hit a high of S6, with my preamp on, and then you were down into the noise a little bit there, but still a really good copy there at the peak. So I'm glad you're out there. Let me see if let's see if others are copying you. Does anybody else? Bill Kilo 7 Bravo Victor is in Kingman, so aim up toward the Kingman, Las Vegas area from wherever you're at there. And does anybody want to give him a try?
Yeah, I'll give it a go.
All right, go ahead, Chuck.
Yeah, KK7 Bravo Victor, November Juliet 6 Delta NJ6D. Bill, I have a good copy on you. How copy up there? Yeah, Roger. Yeah, you're a good 5 and 3 for me right now. A little QSB, but good copy. Okay, well, I'll have to go back and look at my email. I don't recall that one, Bill. Sorry about that.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah, okay. Very good, Bill. And let's see if anybody else wants to try you here. Anybody else? All right, good contact. Anybody else out there wanting to try Bill and Kingman? All right, Bill, nothing else heard at the moment, but that's a good test. You worked some stations with the new rig. Alrighty, Bill, are you going to be able to stick around for the net? I hit another little bit of QSB fade there, but are you going to be able to stay for the net, or do you need to move on?
I will not be able to make the net.
Okay, all right. Well, 73s, and thank you so much for checking in from Kingman.
KK7 TV.
All right. See you later. Boy, he came right up at the end of that one. I should look and see if there was a plane out there. Anyway, all right. Well, that's a good test, Chuck.
Oh, yeah. And it's interesting for me to note that while you were getting deep QSB and he was going into hard copy at times, he was really steady. It wasn't super strong, but there was almost no QSB on my end.
Interesting. So, yeah, that's the that's the thing about VHF. I don't know. I may have had some air scatter there, and we're basically on the same heading, so it shouldn't matter whether the plane was going towards us or away from us or perpendicular. Who knows? Lots of factors there. Anyways, anybody else out there? Well, I'm aimed out toward Kingman. All right, I'm going to swing back toward Phoenix here, and let's pause and see anybody else wanting to check in. All right, I am now going to move a little bit toward the due north here, and let's see, maybe Lee's out there. WJ0F. Lee, are you up there listening? All right, I'm going to keep going over toward, let's just pause at the northeast here, K7EME, K7 Echo Mike Echo for the Arizona SWOTnet. Anybody to the northeast, looking northeast? Okay, now looking due east for the Arizona SWOTnet. Anybody over there? Boy, there's a plane coming right towards Duncan, just barely south of Duncan. I wonder if Den is still hanging around here. All right, and we'll look to the southeast, aiming to the southeast, K7EME. All right, I'm going to bring the antenna back around towards Phoenix here, and we'll have a pause. Okay, I should be on about the middle of the Phoenix area. Chuck, one thing with that S meter reading, I need to go back in and adjust the transmitter settings. Is what I think I need to do partly with the S meter readings. Because I think that the gain is set wrong.
Yeah, one of as we've talked about, however you end up wanting to configure your flex, and then once you get that set up, then you want to, with no signals, basically take the antenna out, disconnect it completely from the transverter. And then just run the gain until you just see, like a dB or two of increased noise on the noise floor, and then you just leave it alone at that.
Yeah, okay, because I roughly adjusted that in the beginning, but I think I'm seeing some unrealistic numbers here, and you definitely, I don't want that. So for example, right now I'm seeing an 4 to 5 noise level at different azimuth locations, and I know I don't have that, and it's it just needs to be readjusted. So I'll do that this week as well. Let's see. I see KD5NLP is lurking. Mike, let me boot over a little bit over to the West Phoenix. Mike, KD5NLP, are you by the radio? Yeah, I know he gets the computer going before he actually checks in. So anyway, I'll pause for the Arizona SWOTnet.
W1GGM.
Good morning, Emil. How you doing this morning?
Oh, pretty good, I guess. So we're on the backside of the power curve right now, but just got in here and fired things up and heard your joyous tones. So anyways, how'd you do with the antenna work?
I'll send you a picture of it here in a bit. Yeah, it looks beautiful. It's a gorgeous installation now, and it definitely is sharper, and it's working extremely well. We with a kilowatt forward and a 25-watt slug on reflected, I have about 3/4 of a watt reflected power now.
Not too bad. Are you using that antenna right now?
Yes, I am, and I'm not aimed at Gilbert or Chandler.
Hey, Serge is in there.
Very good. Yeah, I got to do something here. I've been thinking about trying to get like a hydro.
Stand by, Serge.
And put up when I want to use it, but haven't found anything that fits the bill yet. But we got to get the antennas up here about another 15 or 20 feet to get above all the houses in the area, and maybe one of those things I got to only use at night, but we'll work it out.
Yeah, okay. Let's pick up Serge. KT6KT. Go ahead, Serge. Good morning.
Good morning, K7EME Group. K7EME from K6KT.
Oh, beautiful copy, Serge. Beautiful copy. The antenna is back up with new phasing harness and both antennas. I'm back to the phased array. Over.
Okay, well, good signal. It's 3 to 4, Q5, S4, and good to work to you and Chuck on 432 a couple nights ago.
Oh, that was fun. That was so much fun. 2 nights in a row. We'll have to do that some more. Definitely, that was a lot of fun. I'm going to put you over with Chuck. Absolutely beautiful copy right now, Serge. Over. Go ahead, Chuck.
Yeah, good morning, Serge. KT6KT, KT6KT, November, Juliet 6 Delta, NJ6D, over.
NJ6D from KT6KT S1, Chuck only S1, but thanks for the call. Over.
Yeah, real good, Serge. Also you're about S1, S2, pretty good, but my noise level's pretty low, and just running 400 watts, so Doug's got a few dB on me, so good to copy you, and yeah, lots of fun working you on 432, Serge, KT6KT and J6D.
Chuck is right, faded into the noise, Doug, so thanks to both of you. K7EME and J6D from KT6KT, DM26 clear.
Okay, Serge, I have not missed a word you've said. Absolutely beautiful copy. No dropouts. All right, 73s, and we'll catch you maybe during the week. 7-3, Serge.
Good morning, KT6KT, DM26 clear.
7-3s. Oh my gosh, Chuck. Oh my God, I didn't miss a word he said, even with the lows.
Yeah, he was pretty solid for me too. I think if I'm running a kilowatt, I'd be getting in there much more reliably. So very good, Doug, and excellent to hear that report. And you know, while you were talking about the antenna, it occurred to me that with the stacks back in play now, that one of the things the vertical stack is going to do is going to dampen down and reduce the higher angle lobe. So you're going to have this one primary lobe that's squirting out at a pretty low elevation. So that may have some impact on getting really lined up with aircraft. So just, I probably not so much, but I just thought I'd throw that. It's an interesting thought. I have to chew on that in my head for a little bit. But anyway, K7EME and J6D.
Yeah, absolutely. And I noticed air scatters. I'm going to have to be way more accurate with Den, but I got some valuable, and it's going to be it's going to be tougher, I think, on air scatter, and to a certain extent, you can extrapolate that to meteor scatter as well.
Yeah, you just all your high angle loads are going to be down by 10 and 20 dB. That's what the vertical stack is going to do for you. It's going to concentrate everything in the primary low angle lube.
Yeah, so there's going to be meteors I'm going to miss perhaps a little bit, or certainly won't hear as on the closer, say the 600 to 800 mile range. It'll be more out to the 1,200 mile range where I'll have I'll have a little more scatter reception. But I mean that's hey, am I complaining? Heck no.
Yeah, but also it'll also affect your EME efforts at moonrise, moonset, and you'll have a pretty narrow window as the moon is rising or setting, where the moon is going to be in your primary lobe.
Yeah, that I'm going to do a lot of listening before I actually. I'll have to see when the moon is coming up tonight, and I don't know where it's at as far as Sagittarius. I don't know where we are at. I'll have to get back into that and make more miles on VHF. Will give me all that data, and see. But you're right. 20-degree moonrise capability. No, I think we'll probably be. Maybe 11, 12 degrees, and that's it.
You got Warren out there.
Oh yeah, I saw. I'm sorry. I got. I got excited with how Serge was coming in with the new antennas. Okay, Warren, let's get you in here. K7CWA, go ahead.
Yeah, just sitting here with me, and this is K7CWA, and I'll be here, and all is well.
All right, sounds good. We got you on the list. And you know what? I forgot to check back to Emil. Emil, you still out there?
Yeah, very good, Doug. Yeah, I tried listening for Serge, but didn't detect anything good.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm sorry to, but we got to grab Serge when he's in there. And so I didn't mean to leave you in the dust there. So I apologize for that. A little bit excited about how this array is working now. So anyways, and I know you're going to be off to 432, but pop back in here if you get a chance afterwards, okay?
Yeah, we'll see what's still going on. I don't know. It depends on how many people show up on 432. It hasn't been great lately, but anyway, so. Okay, I'm looked at it. A friend of mine told me about it yesterday. It put it in my list of SDRs for HF kind of stuff. But anyways, if I don't talk to you later, we'll probably catch you in the morning.
Yeah, is that an online SDR?
Yeah, it's called KFS. I think it's out in on the West Coast somewhere. Where the heck you said it was. But anyways, I've got pretty good luck. I've had real good luck with the Utah one on various things. So, but give this one a try too. So take it easy. We'll catch you later.
Yeah, I think you'll like that one as well. I've used it when Dave and I were trying to find the right propagation time. We started out using both Utah and KFS. KFS is in Half Moon Bay.
Yeah, so that'd be pretty close to Dave out there. But I just curious.
Mike picked it, WD7R. That's where we started out in the evenings, and so in the mornings, sometimes Den and I would try and see how things were out to Silver City, and you know that, and then I just randomly picked that frequency when Dave and I started getting our schedules, and so that's how ultimately we. I just was used to it, and my dipole is kind of cut for that near that frequency.
Yeah, very good. Well, that's fine for me because my 80 meter antenna only got about 15 or 20 kilohertz bandwidth. So if you guys decide to change, I gotta go out and retune the antenna. Anyways, catch you later.
All right, catch you later. Thanks, Emil. Anybody else out there?
WX7G.
Good Lord, there comes the mayor of Gilbert. How you doing, Mr. Mayor?
I am doing fantastic, and did I hear right? I thought you were just refreshing your beams. Did I hear right? You replaced them?
No, they're essentially like different antennas because of the phasing lines. The phasing lines are re-engineered and are just super efficient compared to what I had before. They are the same antennas, but there was at least a foot or 18 inches of droop at either end from the middle, and they are now ramrod laser straight with new Kevlar lines. So basically, it's like having new antennas. There really is that big of a difference.
Just so on that. So, okay. Well, you know, every once in a while, we have to go through and refresh our antennas. Might be the same antenna, but they have problems that occur from age and environment. But I'll tell you what, you are sounding good up this right here in the east suburbs of beautiful downtown Gilbert today. All right, I'll sit back and wait for my turn on the net. Thank you very much for checking me in.
All right. You know, it really is working better. One thing you guys will notice, you're going to hear my signal drop, which is why I'm pushing as much power as I can legally put out to help compensate for that and hopefully bounce off as many of the mountain sides as possible. But I think you guys are going to notice when I go to one side or another, it's definitely gonna cause differences in the signal strength of what you're hearing. But anyway, so there we go. Thanks for checking in, Jim, and you're on the list at, what is it, number 24.
USL on the 24, and yes, I've already noticed that. I noticed that you were, how I say it, the beam width was a little bit on the narrower side. But hey, congratulations on getting it done up the way you want. Sounds like it's doing a great job for you. WXAG, listening.
All right. Well, I think we're milking as much signal out of the antennas as is possible for those antennas. The only way would be to go bigger, and you know, that's not going to happen. So there we go. Anyway, anybody else out there for the Arizona SWOTnet? Mike, let me peek up on you here. KD5NLP, give me some chatter. Okay, I can't get a beam heading on you. I don't know if your antenna's aimed toward me very much. You might need to adjust that. But we've got you before you get back on your turn later on in the net. Just peek up on my signal, and then I need to peek up on you. Did you have a chance to do any of that, Mike? Over. All right, I'm having some trouble copying Mike, but anyway, Mike, we got you on the list, and we'll see if you can get your antenna aimed a little more. I'm having trouble copying you. Anyways, we got you on the list, Mike. Um, let's see. Anybody else out there?
I thought I just heard another station in there way down.
Anybody else out there? K7EME. I'm on a little different beam heading.
K7EME, Doug, real quick. I'm back, so I'll be here for the net.
Okay, you're back in for the net. We got you there, Vince.
K7EME, W7WHB.
Yeah, go ahead, Steve.
Well, can you point my way again?
Yes. Let me give me some chatter, and I'll just have to peek up on you a little bit here. Go ahead.
Hi, this is W7WHB in the western suburbs of beautiful downtown Gilbert.
It takes me a little bit longer than that. Go ahead.
Okay, we are testing. This is W7WHB 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How copy?
I'm peeked up on you right now.
Okay, well, good. With that said, I know what you're receiving and how you're doing it. So give me an S reading there, and that will tell me about my signal coming into you.
All right, I have you at a solid S7 right now, so I'll give you a little bit of chatter from this end and let you peek up on my signal. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and give you a little chance to rock the antenna back and forth, and go ahead again there.
You said S7, and I was pointed up towards Surge, which I heard him every word also this morning, so the condition must be right. But right at this particular time right now, I'm at 150 degrees according to my antenna, and I should be higher than an S7. QSL?
Yeah, you're almost S9 now.
Okay, well that tells me something too, because I remember when I first put up my antenna, you said I was coming in at, I think 10/9 one time.
Well, it could be it could be just conditions too. I mean, those vary. So again, it's like with Surge. Yeah, he was perfect today. And then for the first time in that I can recall, I never knew he was in here. But next Sunday could be an entirely different thing. You know, so and again, my antenna is different. It's seeing the incoming lobes are much lower. So if your lobe is a little bit higher, you know, in how it's coming into me, you know, it's going to make changes on everybody I hear and everybody who hears me. So it'll make a difference, and it's going to favor the long haul.
Well, as long as you can hear the mayor of Gilbert, I think you'll be doing okay.
That's what we need to hear. Yep, that's all I'm looking for.
All right, we'll turn it back over to you, Doug.
Yeah, okay. You know, another thing I did yesterday with Robert was just for general here. I cranked the power down as low as I could, and Robert was receiving on his loop, and Robert had solid copy on me at S1 with what was it? A half a watt. It was 500 milliwatts output. So so that, you know, that was pretty cool as well. Robert and I have a good path. But still a half a watt, and Robert's using his loop, and he could still hear me. So that was fun. Next, I'm going to try to hear Robert's spectrum analyzer again. We're going to do that. So he's going to put his spectrum analyzer online, and we'll see what that does. With that, I see that Lee is lurking there, and so Lee, I am going to turn the antenna up toward Flagstaff. How copy? WJ0F, go ahead.
Yeah, Doug, about a S7, S8, not too much noise into Flagstaff. Still working on half an antenna. Still waiting on N-Square to give me a quote on parts. So I am going to put it back up. I kind of miss having that extra other half of the antenna.
Yeah, Al was at the house yesterday, and he was telling me that you're gonna repair that, and I think that's a great idea. So yeah, put that thing back together. It'll be a lot less expensive, and well, you have it on the ground. You can look for any other weak spots, and correct the problem right there. So I'm looking forward. By the way, you're S6 right now. Over.
Yeah, I told the guy up there in Squared, I'm missing about half my signal, so they're supposed to get me a quote this week. It'll be about $250, I guess. Half of that shipping, over.
Yeah, Roger. Give me just a little more chatter. I need to write down. I've got a new controller here. We put a different rotor up, and I need to write down what your peak is at. So please just give me a 10 count.
Okay. Well, I'll just yammer on a bit. Beautiful weather up here tonight. I get into the upper 60s. We got more snow on the mountain, but we just got about a half inch of rain here from that storm. So pretty nice weather for this time of year, Doug. K7EME WJ0F.
Okay, I've got you peaked up now. You're S8 there, Lee, and I'm glad you enjoy that weather up there. That sounds good. Looking forward to getting up to Flagstaff in July.
All right. Well, I'm going to say 73 up. It's much more pleasant working when I can actually hear some of the other stations. You came up to S9, Doug, so half is better than nothing, but we're going to have a whole one here, hopefully sometime in May. 73 Unit WJ0F.
Okay, Lee, 7.3s, and yeah, I'm really glad to hear you're going to put that back together. And so sounds good, and a lot less expensive than buying a new one. You'll be happier having all that gain from that M squared. 7.3s.
7.3 WJ0F.
Okay, very good. And I've got to write down just about 5 degrees past north. Okay. WJ0F. All right. I speak as I write here. Getting these azimuths written down. And I see Richard is out there, KF7 Tango X-Ray Echo. And good morning to you, Richard, listening on the live stream. And so good to have you on the net there, and you're listening to all the goings on here. With that, I'm going to move back toward the Phoenix area again here, and let's see if we got anybody else out there. K7EME.
Doug, pausing the action. Let's see how sharp your antenna is.
All right. Okay, Mike. I am moving the antenna. That's about 10 degrees there, and moving another 10 degrees or so. And now I'm going to move it back and talk while I'm putting it roughly back where you're at. Over.
Okay, very good. I'm pointed pretty much right at you, and whatever the extent of what you rotated your antenna, I don't know, 30 degrees away, you faded down to an S3 there at the lowest that I saw. So 20 over 9 to an S3.
Okay, I moved less than 30 degrees. It was probably 20 to 25.
Wow, yeah, that's pretty significant sharpness there. I wonder who's sharper, you or Chuck. We'll have to do a comparison maybe Tuesday night or something. But very good. All right, WD7R, I will let you have it. That's very cool.
Yeah, I'm going to guess. I mean, with Chuck's antenna, his is going to be much sharper. I think that that is going to be the situation. But Chuck, that is an interesting test. Maybe we can do Tuesday night. Okay, Chuck's not by the radio, and oh my, it's 8:31. I got to get things going. Hey, stand by, guys. Bear with me for 1 second. I've got to get some ice water real quick, otherwise I'm not going to make it through. I normally I pause. Please bear with me. Stand by one.
It says November 7, Victor Delta for the Arizona SWOT net. I think it was LPD out there, QRZ. Her station ending in LPD, Lima, Papa Delta. Anybody else out there, over? Okay, W7WHV, I think you had heard somebody else, over?
Yeah, I did, but he's not in there any further. I think that was the same station you were calling.
Okay, all right, appreciate it, thanks. I tried to get his attention, but he was too busy. Anyway, all right, QRZ, this is November 7, Victor Delta. For anybody else for the Arizona SWOT net, please call now.
Okay, I'm back. Let's see. All right, we'll get things going, and thanks for letting me pause there. So good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Arizona Sidewinders on 2Net. This net is open to all amateurs, and we meet every Sunday morning at this time, taking early check-ins an hour or an hour plus earlier. My name is Doug. I'm K7EME, located in southern Arizona, running legal limit to a large antenna array covering all of Arizona and into the surrounding states. The purpose of this net is to encourage VHF and higher band activity here throughout the Southwest. And for more information, you can check our website, AZSWOT.net, sponsored by Robert and 7VD, who put that website together. There's lots of information on that. You can see where all of our check-ins are located. There's a map there. And Robert is also running Netlogger, and where you can see where you are on the live check-in list and send us messages if you need us to point your way if I'm not responding to your calls to check in. So with that, we're going to turn around the compass here and see what we can stir up. If there's any more check-ins, I'm going to swing out to the west and northwest, K7EME for the Arizona SWOT net. Anybody listening out that way? K7EME, we're going to look a little more to the northwest, K7 Echo Mike Echo. And check into the north, K7EME for the Arizona SWOT net. And looking out to the northeast, this is K7EME for the Arizona SWOT net. And looking out to the east, K7 Echo Mike Echo, Arizona SWOT net.
And 60AZ.
Okay, Jim, I think we've got you on the list there from... no, we don't. Okay, Robert, we need to put Jim in there. He was right after George, KD7XP, and I see you don't have George in there either. So we got to add Jim and George, put them after between Chuck and Jerry there at between 5 and 6, okay?
Okay, Doug. I need you to pop the antenna back this way a little bit. I can't even copy on the loop.
All right. Well, now I'm out more toward the southeast. I'll get you in a second. K7EME looking to the southeast. K7 Echo Mike Echo for the Arizona SWOT net. All right, stand by. All right, Robert, I'm sorry. I guess we could say that it is a little sharper. So if you could add KD7XP, George was in and out, of course, and put him in between Chuck and Jerry. And then also N6CAZ Jim is supposed to be in that location as well. I missed that you didn't have those written down. So there you go. Insert those two folks. All right. So with that, we'll get things going. Some of you may have heard that this week there was DX on 432, and I'll let Chuck elaborate on that some more. But we were able to we were chatting, and who popped in on 432? UHF, but Surge KT6KT up in Las Vegas with good signals, and so that was 2 nights in a row that he was down here. So propagation, the propagation gods were favoring us, and I'll just make a first out of state contact on 432. And even though Chuck's getting lots of experience on UHF, you could hear the excitement in his voice. He's telling me that he worked Chad, a new country, on 40 meters with his 3-element Yagi. But but judging from the excitement of that I could just hear in Chuck's voice working Surge up there in Las Vegas on 432, it was nearly the same excitement, if not a tad more. But we'll let Chuck expound on that later on. So again, the new, you've all heard me talking about the new array. Basically new array, old antennas, but rebuilt, and new phasing lines. So there'll be a learning curve as for where I point and such, but we'll just be advised things may be a little different, but you should all hear me pretty darn good. So the AZVHF, Dave, K7LOL, had a comment last week about some difficulties he was having getting signed in with that. And so I talked to Jay, N1AV, who's the sort of head honcho of AZVHF, and explained about that issue. And I think the best way is just to send Jay, November 1 Alpha Victor, an email and introduce yourself and just tell him about your VHF activities and interests and equipment and antennas and sort of what your interests are, and get introduced, and he can get you oriented in the right direction for that. Jay's a busy guy. He has does EME all the way from 6 meters up to 24 gigs, I think now, and he's just an awfully active guy with a mega station, probably one of the biggest stations. Puts mine to shame, absolutely, with what he's got up there. But it's he's a busy guy. But do email him, and then you can mention to me if you're still having troubles, and I can maybe help things out that way. So if you have an interest in joining AZVHF, you can check the website out and email Jay. So the live stream is catching on. I noticed this week on YouTube that the BozoNet, which is a big group in northern, central, and southern California, is now on YouTube with a live stream on all their different groups that they have from north to south. So I'm now with this new setup here. I'm going to try to see if we can check into that net in the Los Angeles area, and I've done it before, but not with nearly the same capabilities. So, live stream is becoming more popular. With that, we'll get things rolling here. Robert, N7VD, go ahead and take it away. You're up.
Okay, very good there, Doug. November 7 Victor Delta, Robert over here in Northeast Mesa, and our SWOT number 3051. Good deal. So anyway, everybody's sounding good. Great signals. Congrats to Doug again on your definitely sharper. I used to be able to pretty much copy you no matter where you were pointed, but when you were off to the southeast there, no joy. I mean, I could tell you were there, but nothing I could hear. So thanks again. May have to start just pointing the antenna at you. I head up toward the northwest after talking to Serge. Very cool. Let's see. Working 432DX, that was fun. I was pointed down toward Tucson and heard those guys picky muffs with Usery Mountains. So no joy there. I need to get some more horsepower on 432 as well. So the 100-watt brick isn't going to quite cut it. So we'll get a little more motivation on getting that going. So other than that, that's about it. Back to net. K7EME at 780.
Yeah, okay. Well, Robert, yeah, you do have, Mother Nature and geography is against you going up that way. But, with air scatter, I think it can be done, and certainly a little more horsepower will help. And if I know you, it won't be long. You'll be doing just that. Let's see. Al, K7ZYP, you're next, and thanks for your help yesterday, along with Chuck. We'll get back to Chuck more in a minute here, but appreciate you coming up. Good to see you yesterday. Go ahead, Al.
Okay, very good there, Doug. Yeah, I had a really good time. K7ZYP here, and it was good to see you and Chuck. It always is. And let's see here. I was just going through, for some reason, I was going through some old Facebook posts that Robert posted, and I just noticed that he went to work at McDonnell Douglas. My dad used to work there back in the 50s. So, for McDonnell Douglas. Anyway, and those are some great pictures you retouched there back in 2020 or whatever time it was. It was pretty cool. You got that software to do that. Anyway, let's see here. I did turn on the radio for 432 last night, and I listened and didn't hear a soul on there, so that's okay. I didn't transmit either, but I was really tired. I did not take a nap yesterday at all. Got up real early in the morning, 3 or 4 days in a row, and didn't take a nap, didn't get near enough sleep. But anyway, it worked out. So, that's about all I have. I'm going to go ahead and throw it back to net control. K7EME, copying everybody really good this morning. K7ZYP, back to net.
Okay, Al, very good. And I faded fast. I got up at 3:30 yesterday morning, and I was out of it. I got a call about 9 o'clock from Jason, KK7KNZ, and he wanted to see if I could do a test on 40 with him with his mobile. And so we were messing around with that. But then I went right back to sleep. So anyways, 432 did not happen. Let's see, Steve, N7THW, you are next. So how you doing today, Steve?
K7EME in the group, N7THW, SWOT number 3663, Steve in East Mesa. Doug, your station sounds really good, but when you're in the red, and I don't have a caliper that's small and that'll measure small enough to tell the difference, but it sounds good. I do notice, though, when you turn it, like everybody else, goodbye, Doug, Anyway, Yeah, I want to see a picture of that antenna too, so put me on that list you got going there. And yeah, I was talking to Al this morning earlier, and he was mentioning about Robert and Facebook, and so I went there, and Robert, I have to tell you, the classic picture that I love, you can't get a better picture than that one with you and Marty and that bright, shiny Marty's Chevelle there. That's freaking awesome, then. Anyway, let me see here. What's going on? Last Sunday I was in Delta Mike 54, and I found out something new that my little the app that I use on my phone for Netlogger, I had no idea it was tied into the regular Netlogger. And I heard Doug, I was listening on the live stream on a big screen TV up in the mountains, and I heard Doug say, yeah, Steve's out there lurking, and I thought, huh? Anyway, I learned that. That was something new, so it's kind of interesting. So nice little app if you don't have it. Say you're often, say, listening on your phone or something to live stream, you can keep that and kind of keep track of what's going on. Yesterday we finished the sidewalk concrete project, thank goodness. I got to rest my weary muscles now. Anyway, I don't know if I should confess this or not, but I couldn't help it. Yesterday I bought another 2-meter boat anchor. And I just couldn't help it. It came up on my window for eBay as an option, and it was so clean. It's a very clean, almost brand spanking new. It looks like it's a Clegg 22er. Yeah, I don't know where they came up with these names, but anyway. I got that. I put in a low bid on the thing, just a best offer, and he took it, and it's already in the process of shipping. So just what I need, not really. Anyway, all for now, and station sounded good once again there, Doug. N7THW, back to net control, 7-3.
Okay, Steve. Picture's on its way, and I actually noticed that you're also going to get another picture that I think I must have meant to send you when we were talking and I was driving through the rim. I wasn't driving. Robert was driving. We were on our way to Kansas City, and the snow that was up there. Anyway, I took a quick picture, and I was going to send it to you while we were talking to you on 2-meter sideband up there. And I did. I just wanted to let you know where we were at. I knew you would recognize that road. So anyway, so there's 2 pictures, but one of them is the antenna. Anyway, good on all the above. Congratulations on the 20 tour. You are going to be the boat anchor king of 2 meters. I think the bug has bitten. So definitely when I get things going, settle down around here, going to get that same setup. I mean, not the same radio, but my little tour that I picked up in Kansas City, and we're going to make things happen on 2-meter AM. Let's see. Chuck, you are next. And again, Chuck is the mastermind and the fella who made it all happen. And again, a round of applause to you there, Chuck, on the fantastic job. And just aesthetically fantastic on top of that. But I think we can officially say that it is working absolutely spectacularly. Over to you, Chuck.
All right, Doug. K7EME in the group, NJ60. And as always, you're welcome. And for those listening, that's a good, like I was saying at the beginning, early, before we started here, I think it's a good object lesson about paying attention to details every step of the way. So it all came together really nicely. Doug did a really excellent job in doing his part, making sure phasing lines were just spot on, and et cetera. And it's all good. It confirms my premise on checking everything every step of the way as you go, and then that when it all comes together as a system, it works as designed. So it was excellent. And Doug's right. Working surge up there in Las Vegas on 432 was a hoot. I really enjoyed that. First go around was Robert and Doug and I were just chatting, and I heard some CW underneath Robert, and we paused and gave a call, and Serge just came waltzing right on in, and it was kind of fun. And let's see, I'm trying to think of what else have I been doing here. I successfully resurrected my Hewlett-Packard 8640B signal generator with some excellent guidance from Troy, WA7ELN. The remainder of today is going to be the completion of the concrete forms for the new shop. I got to finish those off, the forms for the walkway. And so I've got 2 finishers lined up, and I've got 6 yards of concrete showing up Tuesday morning at 5 a.m. And it's gonna happen. And then the last little fun and games for the morning is never a dull moment around here. It's the Wild Kingdom, and I guess a Cooper's Hawk had quite the snack of some unsuspecting dove last night, because we found a pile of remnants in the front courtyard that I had to clean up here. So anyway, that's about it, Doug. K7EME NJ60.
All right. Poor dove and happy Cooper's Hawk. Nothing left but the feathers. That's always fun to find that. We found a dead woodpecker in the house this week that one of the dogs drug in. So woodpeckers, I don't mind. I don't. That's such is life. Anyways, we had George KD7XP recovering from his serious health issues. George sounds better and better. He was in and out. So let's get Jim, N6CAZ down in Vail. Jim, how's things going with you?
Hey, looks like we both had a productive weekend there, Doug. Congratulations on the antenna setup there. You sounded good. When you pointed down this way, it was nice to see the signal up in the red without the preamp or anything. So sounding good. I had a heck of a busy day yesterday, tackling my first customization of my new car, putting the stereo in. I recovered the stereo from my truck. It was a nice in-dash double DIN unit with all the bells and whistles on it, and I was able to recover that and put it in the new vehicle. And with a $300 what they call it, installation kit that you have to get for that model Honda. You have to replace the climate controls and a whole bunch of stuff. It integrates with everything in the car, and it took me most of the day. Granted, I'm not the fastest worker with that kind of stuff, but new car, learning how to take everything apart, and everything is all snapped together these days. Kind of a mess, but in the end, I wound up recovered all my stereo as it was, and I'm already used to it. Got the satellite radio set up and everything, my hands-free for the telephone, all that kind of good stuff. So, long day. By the time I was done, I realized I hadn't eaten lunch or dinner. Came in the house, the dogs were like, "Where have you been?" So, crazy day. But today I actually might tackle putting a ham radio in it. I wasn't really sure what I'd want to do, but part of the aftermarket kit puts a little empty pocket below the radio, and next to that is a little DC jack that are actually in the USB port that goes to the stereo, and there's a little blank space there, and it turns out it fits my ICOM 4100A faceplate perfectly. So I'm going to try and find a way to fasten that in there, and I should be able to use a trunk lip mount and the other stuff and get an antenna on there pretty easily. So I'll see how I feel about it later, but I might just take a break. I don't know. This might be the last cool weather we get for a while, so we'll see. But at least it's something ham related today, and to keep a radio. I've had a radio in my vehicle ever since I was licensed, so it seems kind of weird to have a vehicle without any kind of radio, even if I don't use it much. But anyway, that's about all I got going on. My gosh, it's just been a busy couple of weeks dealing with all this stuff and rental cars and last minute stuff they had to do to get this one to pass emissions. It was just one thing where I guess they had someone put a gasket incorrectly on the throttle body, and it was running lean. It was throwing a code, so it was just enough where it wouldn't pass. they got all that squared away on Friday. So finally all situated. But I'm already missing my truck, but at the same time, it's kind of bittersweet because I also like the new car. So between the two, it's like, well, I still only have one vehicle, but I definitely have eyes open for another one. If it takes it a while, that's fine. I want to get one that's a little nicer than what I had, but the utility of it is just too much to pass up on. So anyway, that's all I got going on down here. Everybody sounds good. I don't know if the winds in the last couple of days messed with my antenna headings or what, but I've been able to dial people in a little bit better, and they don't seem to be where I remember them being, so it might have drifted a little bit. But everybody's sounding good this morning, and we'll turn it back to you there, Doug, and AZ.
Okay, Jim, great on all, and yeah, sorry about your problems with the accident and the old truck. I'm glad you're okay, and yeah, there's something to be said about having a truck. Just when you buy something or you want to go to Home Depot and bring some plywood home or anything like that, a truck is just so great to have. So hopefully you'll find the right deal and get back to where you were there ASAP. And it's boy, you did a lot of work on your other vehicle, and yeah, yesterday was a perfect day for that. Our weather's been extreme. We've had just a wonderful spring. No 100-degree days yet down here in the Tucson area. And I just checked the 10-day forecast, and there's nothing coming up in the near future either, according to the Weather Service. So I don't know when we're gonna hit the heat. Hopefully, it'll carry on into the summer. Jerry, W5RCQ, you're next, and let's get the solar report. I've heard that there's been quite the solar.
Yeah, K7EME and the group, W5RCQ, Jerry in Sun City, SWOT number 3662. Well, they were great for a while. They've settled back down into more normal. We were seeing 283, 284. It may even touch 300 at a moment there. Of course, it really didn't seem to make a lot of difference in 6-meter propagation. Sometimes the high sunspot numbers can be a problem as well as a help. Anyway, they're back down to normal. There's 7 groups up there today, and the sunspot number is 126. Still over 100, and that's still good. The 10.7 centimeter number is 158. I'm sorry, I said that wrong, 153. There are multiple CMEs on the way. From the result of all that stuff last week, they put a lot of garbage out towards us. Some of it may hit us, some of it may not. I don't think there's any real worry about a Carrington event or anything, but don't be surprised if you see the result of some CMEs headed your way. I was reading some of the experts talking about this cycle. Originally, the peak of this cycle was predicted to be next year. They've now changed their mind, and the peak is going to be sometime this summer. But we're still going to have probably 2 years of additional high activity on the sun. It will taper off a little bit after the peak. Maybe it'll go off a whole lot. Who knows? But usually it goes off fairly slowly. And last cycle we had a double peak, so we don't know. So it's not all over yet, but we are getting to the peak. A couple of comments from me. One is the demise of MFJ. Personally, I'm very sad. We've all had our ups and downs with MFJ, Mighty Fine Junk as we've called them, but I have a bunch of their stuff. I'm really going to miss them. I'm not sure who is going to fill that huge gap, but they are going to discontinue all manufacturing as of next month. I have met the owner, founder of MFJ on a couple of occasions, actually 3 or 4. He was a really neat guy, and I was always an admirer of his. He was a professor at Mississippi State, electronic professor at Mississippi State for a number of years. But we're going to miss him. A couple of other thoughts. The Dayton Ham Fest is never gone to Dayton, go. I used to go regularly. It was always an adventure. Several thousand hams together, a parking lot sale that you had to see to believe, all kinds of various forums with new and interesting things, and an opportunity to talk to your vendors. All of the vendors, including all of the Japanese vendors, were always there with a huge showing of new equipment and engineers to talk to, and the whole bit. So if you haven't gone, try to go at least once in your ham career. And that's interesting because MFJ always had a huge booth with stuff they're actually selling there, and I'm not sure how that's going to work this year. The other thing I'd mention is the Central States VHF Society is coming up. If you're into VHF, this is a must-go. It's in Cedar Rapids, Iowa this year, which is out west of Chicago, and the home of Collins for a number of years. And I know there are at least 3 or 4 of the guys I've heard of from the Phoenix area who are planning to attend. Again, Central States VHF is a big deal if you're on VHF. The chance to meet and greet the powers that be in VHF. So with that, good net and good signals and nice weather. I'm enjoying the cool down. Back to you, Doug, in K7EME W5RCQ.
Okay, a lot to comment on there, but absolutely Central States. I have never been there. I know Barry VE4MA attends that regularly. Jay N1AV and others from Arizona do attend that, and it's something on my bucket list, as well as Dayton. All the comments on Dayton, from what I hear. I'll have to save up for a couple of years to get my boat anchor wallet refilled, and because I know that's a dangerous hamfest for somebody like me to go to. But anyways, and also the comments on MFJ. Yes, R.I.P. MFJ. Love them or hate them. They've been a huge part of ham radio, and I've had products that are really good, and I've had products the other way as well, but they will be missed. And as Chuck said yesterday, somebody's going to snag up the other lines such as High Gain and Mirage and Ameritron and that. They'll continue. Cushcraft, a whole bunch of other ones. Somebody will get those, and there'll be some form of MFJ out there, but it's perhaps divided up. Anyways, let's see. Vince, K7VNE, you're next, and I let's see what you've been up to. Go ahead, Vince.
All right, thanks, Doug. K7VNE, Vincent Farm Hill, SWOT 3670. Yeah, I was going to comment about MFJ, too. I don't have much of their stuff, a couple little small items, but yeah, I guess they've been in business for over 50 years. So, like you said, somebody will pick up the subsidiary companies that were with them, too. But for me, and I heard you talk somewhat about Chuck getting Chad. I got pretty lucky this week, and I think it was because of the high sunspot numbers in the middle of the week. I was able to work them on 7 different bands from 10 through 70. I'm sorry, 70. 10 through 40. So that kind of made my week. And what really amazed me about these guys, I've never had this happen before, is how fast they confirmed the QSO. I mean, no matter did I finish the QSO and write it down on my Excel sheet, went to their site, checked it, and it was confirmed already. So, I mean, hats off to whoever these guys are. They're doing a fantastic job. So I guess that's cards on the way, I guess. So I'll probably maybe a couple, 6 months or a year, I'll get it. But other than that, everything's going good. And roger that on temperature. I think it was Wednesday when Phoenix hit 102. I managed a 99.5. So it's just so much cooler in the hills. Hi. But other than that, hope everybody has a good week, and I'll catch you next week. Send it back to you, Doug, K7VNE.
Hey, 2.5 degrees is 2.5 degrees. When it hits 100, you take what you can get, and you're right. And enjoy the cold weather in the hills. Anyways, sounds good on all. Dave, K7SWK is next. Dave, what have you got going on?
This is Dave K7SWK 3729 spot number. Hello, Doug and the rest of the net. The only thing I've been working on this week is, of course, closing out with my accountant. God bless her. She's definitely came in at some weird hours. In fact, she's here now. But finishing up the last couple of reports, and hopefully when I hit the post office tomorrow and file that one, then I will be able to put this behind me. So we're sure looking forward to that. So, and let's see, there was one other thing. Oh, yes. I go in Tuesday for a cardio version. They're going to be, I went into atrial fib about a month ago, and we gave it a few days to see if it was going to come out on its own. It decided not to, so I'm going in for a cardio version, and that's when they put me to sleep and put the paddles on me and zap me, and hopefully when I wake up, they say you're back in sinus rhythm again. I've done this many times, so I'm an old hand at that. They know me down at the cath lab for sure. But anyways, that being said, I should feel a lot better on Wednesday than I felt on Tuesday. So I hope you guys all have a great week, and hope you have a great field day. Maybe I might be able to drop by or say hi or whatever. But anyways, everybody take care. God bless. We'll talk to you when we can. K7SWK, back to you, Doug, and the net.
Okay, Dave. Well, good luck with that. That's my mom suffered from AFib, and yeah, that's crazy how many times you had to have that done. But good luck with it, and maybe you'll have to get yourself an old boat anchor supply with 700-800 volts, and just do it yourself. No, I'm just kidding. That's one of those kids don't try this at home sort of warnings you used to see on TV. Anyway, good luck. Seriously. Den W7KMV was in here via air scatter. We got him ticked off the list, and W7KZM sent us a message that he's got a Zoom thing that came up, so he's unable to, but he said 73s to pass that along to all of you. So that gets us down to Lynn, K7HAM, up in Gilbert. So, Lynn, what is new at your station? Go ahead.
Okay, Doug, it's our K7EME, K7HAM. Not much going on up here in Gilbert for me. It's just another leisurely week. Get to stick around this week. I had the granddaughter last week. That was a hoot. I wish I had like a tenth of her energy. But other than that, just chilling out, enjoying the weather, waiting for the triple digits so we can start cussing. But other than that, everything's going good. So we're going to shoot it back down to you, Doug, and you're sounding pretty good this week. K7EME and the group, K7HM.
Okay, sounds good there, Lynn, and you just have a terrific week yourself, and we'll catch up with you next Sunday as always. And that we're going to switch over to your neighbor there, and cohort in crime, W7WHB. Go ahead, Steve.
Well, good morning, Doug, and the rest of the group. This is Steve, Whiskey 7, Whiskey Hotel Bravo, here in Gilbert, Arizona, SWOT number 3697. And I think what you're referring to there, Doug, is Lynn and myself and the mayor of Gilbert there, Jim, WX7G. We are part of the group known up here as the Motley Crew. So there you go. The name there kind of says it all. So anyway, not much going on here except we had just a kind of a fantastic week as far as the weather was concerned. Oh, I got bells and more things going on here. The weather's been great in Phoenix and allows for a lot of good stuff to go on, helping friends and doing antenna work and all kinds of stuff. So the weather has been great although we know it's going to change here in the next month or so. The heat's a-coming. We know that. We did have some sad times this week, though. The Motley Crew, we are a member of a radio club up here in Phoenix that is an older group of people. It's a real fine club, and everybody knows everybody for the most part. And we had one of our members become an SK this week. Now, this was a little bit different than a regular passing of an SK, because that happens. Eventually, all of us are going to be SK'd, so we accept that. But it's the manner in which this a friend of ours kind of left us. More than a week ago, he went to the park that we go to, Red Mountain Park there in Mesa, every Thursday morning. And our friend came there, got out of his car, and he was coming towards the pagodas there where we all sit, and he tripped and he fell, and he busted one of his femurs. He busted a femur, and then here just 3-4 days ago, he just passed away. So he did have some other underlying health issues, which probably contributed to his demise, but it's just a shocker that you fall and trip and then you're checking out a week later. It kind of boggles all of our minds up here, and it's a kind of a sad passing. But other than that, everything is going fine. It's good to hear everybody. I heard every single word that Serge was saying today. It was only like an S1, but his audio was carrying through, so that's the way it is from the western suburbs of beautiful downtown Gilbert. And you can hear the other side. So K7EME, this is W7WHB.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm sorry about your friend, the Silent Key there, and yeah, you never know. You just don't. You can't. You got to take each day as it comes and be grateful that you make it through each one of them. As we start all getting up there in age, so that's just something that it happens. You're right. But hopefully, he enjoyed a good life as a ham, and to the fullest, and he was doing what he wanted to do right up to nearly the end. There you go. Let's see, Mike, ND7E up in Catalina. You are next. Go ahead, Mike.
Okay. Well, good morning, Doug, and everyone, and. Yeah, I was just listening earlier when Jerry brought up MFJ, and that kind of reminded me of back when I lived in Alabama and I first got into ham radio in 2019. I went to the ham bench, and that's what got me in, and I didn't know anything about ham radio, but I ended up walking away with new ICOM 7200 and chomping on the bit to get licensed. So I met a guy named Mike at Deep South Amateur Radio Club and got welcomed into the group, and turns out that he was a dealer for MFJ, and so throughout my time down there, I probably made about, 3 or 4 trips, at least 4 trips, I guess, with Mike back and forth to the MFJ facility in Mississippi there. So, of course, I got to meet the owner, Martin, who's retiring and selling out, and Rick. I think he's probably been the steadfast manager of the place, so got to take the tour, and that was enjoyable. So, like everyone says, you love them or hate them, but one thing that I did find that if you had a problem, they'd take care of it. So, if I had some kind of a issue with something, I'd just call Mike. He'd take care of it, no problem. And let's see, I missed the check-in last weekend. I was out on a little bit of a sightseeing road trip, kind of a camping I went up to Lake Powell, did an overnight camp at a place called State Line Campground, kind of a remote area. And the highlight of the trip was I did a 90-mile dirt road trip in my Jeep to do an overnight camping at the north rim of the Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon Parashant, I think that's how you pronounce it, Parashant National Monument. Did an overnight there, and that's kind of spooky, pitching a tent in the full moon and knowing there's probably no one around for 100 miles or so. But yeah, that was 100 rough, but it was well worth it. So anyway, camped out in the full moon and by myself, and yeah, that was a little bit spooky. Anyway, I'll probably do it again in a couple weeks and see if I can remember to take my 9700 and make contact on the SWAT team if I do an overnighter again. We'll see what happens. Anyway, that's about it. Nothing else exciting. So I'll throw it back over to you, Doug. ND7E.
Okay, Mike. Do me a favor. If you know your campsite, if you can get the coordinates for it, or if you know the 6-digit grid square where you were at by any chance, do you have an app on your phone maybe where you had that kind of accuracy as to the location?
Yeah, I could. I'll have to look it up. But basically, what it was it's called Twin Point. Twin Point. And you can look that up. There's a dirt road, and I need to find the name of it. But anyway, it's straight south. You go to St. George and go straight south, and it's like 91 miles to the Twin Point. I was looking for a place called Kelly Point, which is actually further south. Ended up taking the wrong road, but it got me to another spot, that's just as spectacular as far as the scenery. Yeah, I'll have to look that up, but it's called Twin Point.
Oh, okay. And because the North Rim is higher in elevation, so that could probably work with getting you into the net. Now, is that in Utah or is that in Arizona?
Yeah, it's actually in Arizona. The moment that you take the road that you need to connect to the dirt road, it's right on the border. And so, within about maybe a couple miles after you get off that main road, you hit that dirt road, and then right there, like I say, a couple miles, you're in Arizona.
Okay, very good. Well, let us know and give me a heads up, and we'll definitely make that work. We can do early before the net and get you in like we do with Den, and when we have more time to get the DX in there. So that would be lots of fun, and keep us posted on that, and we'll get you into the net here if you do return up there. Jim, W7ADF, you're next. What's going on up where you're at?
Well, good morning, Doug and the group. W7ADF here, Northeast Scottsdale, Rio Verde foothills. Just working a little bit still on my 20 and 40 meter fan dipole that I'm going to use on field day there, and working on the military mast system that I'm going to use to erect it there. But doing that, and then I spent the last couple days beating all my weeds into submission there with the tractor and a weed whacker, and basically making weeds fly everywhere. So that's kind of been my daily routine there. So not too much excitement going on there radio-wise, but so that's about it from here. Everything else is going good, and congratulations on your new antenna system there. Back to you, W7ADF.
Okay, Jim, excellent, and great on the field day dipole. Looking forward to working you from the south rim of the canyon where we'll be at for field day. So you're on your way. I've got my solar panel, my new stands for the solar panels for camping set up, and I'm looking forward to using those. I should get more power now and being able to custom set them during the day for whatever sun angle comes up. So working on field day from this end as well. So catch you later, Jim, on Tuesday night probably. Let's see, WB7DYU. John, how you doing, and what's up over there?
K7EME, this is WB7DYU group. SWOT number 3728. Not much going on. Just been hanging around, going out a little bit during the day, doing old things like sleeping and napping and trying to find out. I'm getting ready to try to do a little outing to Cowers Mountain here soon. Try to do some 1296 up there. So I want to get with you guys and find out how you do spotting and make sure that people for you. And got my kids set up and living in them right now. I had to familiarize myself with it. I only got some 1296 straightened out. And listening to everybody today, I realized that I need to get up my math and start getting used to some of it. So that's just about it. Don't know what I'll be going to Cowers Mountain, but up at 7,800 feet is all cool up there, so I'm not much worried about it. Just what I do during the summer. So back to you. This is WB7DYU.
Okay, very good, John. What was the name of that mountain again?
Cowers Mountain. It's, let's see, I'm trying to remember what grid square it's in, but it's right by Crown King. If you know where Crown King, you take the Bellevue turn off, you go X miles up the old railroad to Crown King, and then you, it's a commercial site up there. I called I talked to them on the phone and by email to make sure that I'll be okay camping out up there. And there's a concrete pad that's going to work out really great. Want to do some 1296. For sure, I'm going to do the 222 and above contest in, I think it's August. So that's about it. I can give you the exact location if you want to. I'll email it to you.
That would be good, John. Again, send me an email and we can put the word out that wherever you're going to be, and an exact location. The best thing is a grid square that is 6 digits, because then everybody, if they know that, they can calculate. There's online calculators that will give you an antenna heading from your 6-digit grid square, and that always helps. But put the word out. Let me know by email, and we can spread it around that you're going to be out there, and that's fun. I do that every year. And it is a tremendous amount of fun, especially if you're taking 1296 and those other bands there. So sounds good, John. You'll have a blast, I know. Let's see. Let me swing a little bit more over toward Tucson, and let's get KD7UUN in here. Mike, go ahead.
Okay. Good morning, Doug. KD7UUN here. Well, good to hear everyone on this morning. I noticed, Doug, that you're definitely sharper, and I'm having to be more accurate. I'm hoping that I'm pretty much on you. We're supposed to be at about 290 from here, so looks like that's close to where I'm pointed. Been watching try to keep the antennas in sync with the compass headings with the wind that we've been having lately, and I think they've been holding pretty steady, so I'm glad to see that. Not been doing too much radio-wise, listening around quite HF yesterday, but really did not seem to be overly great as far as bank conditions. So didn't really get on at all. Ken and I have been doing our couple-day-a-week CW stuff, which it's amazing. It's become very easy to read, copy his CW now. And so it makes it a pretty comfortable QSO. And doing that a couple times a week is actually really good for both of us to maintain the proficiency. And otherwise, it sort of fades a little bit when you don't do it all the time. So I'm happy to do that. That's worked out really well for both of us. Other than that, I've been just doing a lot of, as other guys were saying, weeding and stuff around here to try to prepare for the heat that's coming. It's been really, really nice to have cooler weather and have the time actually to kind of get things prepared so that you don't have to be out when it's really hot. So guess this next week will warm up a little bit, but we've had a great spring. Other than that, that's it for me. So back to you, Doug. K7EME, K87, UUN.
Okay, Mike. Excellent. Well, you're right. I peeked up on you there, and now I'm going to head back over toward Phoenix here so those guys can hear me again. But yeah, got to keep up after weeds and all of that good stuff, and they'll take over. Gosh knows I've been battling with that in my backyard this year as well. I finally I have things pretty well under control though. I try not to use too many chemicals because I've got citrus trees in the back there that I don't want to have any more any unwanted stuff in them. So I try to stay away from the pre-emergent weed stuff. But anyway, and thanks for the comments on the antenna. And yeah, it's going to be a bit of a learning curve till I've set up. Anyway, thanks for checking in, and we'll catch up with you again. And Ron, KW7RNX, you are next. How's things going out at Kennedy Park? They're operating remote. Go ahead, Ron.
We had a good week. I got to play with the new Yarden with my 5-2-0 group this week and got good reports. So everybody kind of confused that I must be pointed at about radio ridge because we're getting a little bit of bounce off the mountain. So I'm getting from Sarita all the way up into almost into Oro Valley. Got to do some Second Amendment activities this week. That's one of the local indoor ranges. We did a little shooting and had a good time with a friend of mine from Washington State that's turning around and heading back to the Queen Center here shortly. As in reports, I did hear Jim, W7ADF in Scottsdale, fairly well down here this morning. Warren, K7EWA out of Apache Junction, you were audible. I could tell what you were saying. Might not have been more than S1, but I could read you. And Lee, I believe, is in Flagstaff. I'll look it up, but I don't have the call sign. Lee, I did have a copy on you this morning. And John, I didn't get your call sign, but I believe that's AI1K that we were hearing you towards the end right before I got on. So good spot to have some news this morning. So just enjoying being outdoors and doing remote. So KW7RNX running about 40 watts on a 4-beam Yarden pointed northeast, or excuse me, north-northwest. So with that, I'll throw it back to Doug, K7EME and the net.
Okay, very good, Ron. Solid copy there, and well, good reports for everybody. So, in case you didn't hear Ron down there south of Tucson is copying was Warren, K7CWA. Got you down there. Lee up in Flagstaff, and also John of WB7DYU, and also Jim, W7ADF, if I remember off the top of my head here. So Jim up in Scottsdale. So that's pretty good. You're doing quite well, and even more fun, you're doing it from a park and operating remote. So that's crazy. New the new things you can do compared to this hobby. So that's pretty slick. Anyway, we'll catch you next week, Ron. And next on our live, go ahead. How have you been doing?
Well, good morning, everyone, and thanks, Doug. Doing great. Here in beautiful Ahwatukee. I was sad to see MFJ go, as many of you are. I read somewhere that they would not be attending Dayton this year. And I was wondering, was this going to spur some kind of a buying spree where you just, all that stuff just gets sold and then you have people hawking it again? Used or, gently used. Should be interesting. I think probably the Cushcraft part is the saddest part for me. I'm hoping, like you said, Doug, that somebody picks that up. The other thing I got a confirmation on 6 meters from EI4DQ, so that's Ireland on 6 meters with 100 watts and a vertical. That's probably my best 6 meters to date. That's for sure that is. And I was tuning into 144, 150 and listening into trying to hear some meteor scatter. Starting to think that 50 watts in a loop is not adequate for this kind of activity. I picked up a lot of stuff, but I didn't see any call signs, so I guess it was just noise. And with that, I will wish everybody a great week and pass it back to you, K7EME from K7LOL.
Okay, Dave. Well, first I'm going to give you a report. The audio adjustments, I didn't miss anything you said, and so that the adjustments you made to your equalizing on the transmit definitely helped, at least with my ears, and so that's a positive, very positive change. Your loop is definitely, I'm hearing you stronger, so that's an improvement as well, and so good all the way around, and great on the 6 meter contact, a new record for your station, and also listening on meteor scatter with a loop. That's a tough, but if you were copying some things, that's pretty good as well. You never know. And the thing about meteor scatter is you can just put it on receive, and go about your business. Set it up to let it run all night or whatever. Even with your vertical on 6 meters, you'd have more luck decoding signals there, and just see what pops up. As there's a pretty diehard group of guys on 6 meters that get on meteor scatter. It doesn't have to be during a shower. Certainly, it's easier, and you'll hear stronger, louder, more decodable signals during the showers. But on a random basis, 6 meter, I think it's 50.260. I could be wrong. I forget now exactly. But anyway, you can look it up online and see, because with your vertical, you may be surprised. Just depends on how the polarity is, if it bouncing off the meteor, how the signal comes back down to you. But I'm glad you're checking it out. Mike, WD7R, you're next, and so how's things going up there, Mike? Go ahead.
K7EME and the group, good morning, WD7R. Good to hear everyone, and gosh, we got a nice little gift of cooler weather and some rain on Friday. That was really interesting, but doing good here. And Doug, congratulations on your antenna remodel there. Sounds great. Looking forward to hearing more details and testing between you and Big Gun Chuck there, your neighbor. Today we're going to be unboxing the Collins KWM 380 and giving it a preliminary test. I've made contact with a guy up in Northern California that still works on these things, and I don't want to have to ship it to him unless I really have to. So we're going to check it out and see how it's doing, and then go from there. But looking forward to 6-meter openings. It seems like it's trying to today. Saw some decodes from north central California and so forth, and maybe with any luck we'll have a good opening here soon. But also thinking about field day plans like Jim and others there. So I ordered some bandpass filters basically for HF. So two of us can be on different bands at the same time and not wipe each other out. So those are kit form. You got to wind the toroid yourself. So that'll give us a little mini project to do before field day. But we're going to go up on the rim, get out of the heat, and go camping up there for one night, and years as well as 75 meters there. So we'll see y'all tonight on 3695, about 6:15 or so. And we'll look forward to hearing more about your 902 Delta mic station there, Doug. Maybe hear it on the air one of these days. WD7R, back to net control, and have a great day.
Okay, Mike. Yeah, I intend to show up with that. I haven't made a contact with it yet, so we'll give it a shot with the 902 DM on 3695 tonight. And the bandpass filter, what company did you get your bandpass filters from?
Oh gosh, I knew you were going to ask me that. It's a U.S. made company. They make them in fully ready, already built, handle up to 200 watts PEP and so forth. But I found them on eBay, and for a kit version, comes with a PC board and all the parts and everything, and the enclosure and the SO239 connectors. It's a little over $50, I think. So pretty good deal, for all those parts and engineering already built into it. So I'll send you a link, and maybe you can advertise it there. But hopefully that'll partially answer your question. WD7R.
Oh, I think I'll have to get one of those and just play with it. And see how that works. And that was my next question, was how many watts it will handle. So definitely, I think that would be fun to play with. And so I'll check it out. Thanks for the link, Mike. And I definitely want to do that, because Chuck and I get on during field day last year, and we can each tell each other's on, and so it would be nice to have a little bandpass filter to flip in and experiment with. So sounds like a plan. Anyway, we'll be talking to you tonight. So next we had Bill, KK7 Bravo Victor, with his new to him 991 FT 991 running, I think, 50 watts up in Kingman with a pretty darn good signal. Checking in, and then of course he was in and out. So that brings us to Emil. I wonder if Emil's back from 432. Emil, W1GGM, go ahead.
Hey, quick question for Mike, Doug.
Go ahead.
Yeah, hey Mike, WD7R, is that filter from Tactical Radio Gear?
Roger. I just looked it up. Tactical Radio Gear, affirmative, Chuck.
Roger, Roger. Yeah, I was familiar with those kits, and they say they'll take 100 watts PET, but if you look at the component values, they're using quality components, so it'll easily handle a couple hundred.
Yeah, that's talk to the guy. That's what he said. As long as you're not, pushing it 100% duty cycle, 200 watts, on sideband probably be fine. Maybe 100 on CW or digital. But at any rate, we're going to be only running 50 watts there to conserve the solar. WD7R.
Okay, excellent on both ends. So there you go. That sounds like an investment well worth for a field day project. So more on this later. When you get it put together, you're going to have to let us know how that works for sure. Let's see. Oh, so Serge up in Las Vegas was in and out. And so let's get to Warren over in Apache Junction, and I'm going to have to move my antenna a little bit over toward Warren there. Warren, go ahead. K7CWA.
K7EME, K7CWA. Well, I certainly have no trouble hearing you with the way your antenna is pointed, but then I'm running 50 watts versus your legal limit type of thing, so there may be a difference. This news this past week of MSJ going away hit me really hard because not just because they are going away, but because there are all those sub-companies that are going away also, and that includes Cushcraft, where we like to buy our antennas, and Valtronics. They make a lot of test instruments and stuff, and the Amatron, and I've got one of their solid-state amplifiers, and I can't remember all the companies, but they're all going down too. And that pretty much limits the American hams to buying Chinese and Japanese stuff. Just about all the American companies now will be gone. So, but when you scrape away all the nostalgia and look at what I buy now, it doesn't make any difference really for me because I won't be buying anything from any of them anyhow, probably. But anyhow, it still hit me kind of hard. And one problem with getting old is everything that you know goes away. It changes and fades, and you're left out there feeling like you really lost something. But it's just a new generation, a new time. And that's about it from here. Everything else I have is all computer related, which nobody cares about but me. K7EME, K7CWA.
Okay, Warren. Yeah, exactly my opinion as well. First thing I thought of was all these other companies, and Cushcraft has been around so long; it's almost a legacy ham company, and I just cannot imagine that they wouldn't be snapped up by someone. Some young entrepreneurial ham that would be capable of the finances to continue something like that on. Ameritron, I mean, they've made some darn good amplifiers. There's another one, and Mirage, of course, in the VHF UHF community. Who knows? Maybe they'll bring up if someone buys Mirage, they'll bring back the 220 amplifiers that are so rare and hard to find now. So possibilities. We'll see what happens in the next 6 months or so. But I'm sure that some of those brands will be going forward. Let's see. WX7G. How you doing up there, Jim? Lay some pearls of wisdom on us.
Good evening, or good morning to everybody here on the net. Whiskey X-37 Golf, the Channel 7 weather guy up here in the east suburbs of beautiful downtown Gilbert, Grand Canyon, state of Arizona, with a SWOT number of 3666. Been a great week up here. Had a lot of fun with the nets that I am involved in. Sad that we lost one of our club members. I happened to be there in the park and helped out a little bit with Doug when he did fall. That's kind of a bummer there, but like Sven said, you know, we come into this life dying, and it's just the when that we don't know part of it. And Doug, I love what you're doing with your station, getting everything taken around there, the antenna and the solar panels. There's only one thing left that you need to do, and what you need to do is get a rack for your solar panels that you can mount on top of a elevation azimuth rotor, and then get a controller with a tracking system on it so you can track the sun, and then you will have the perfect radio station. I was listening to you guys talk about the Grand Canyon up there in the North Rim. You ain't going to be able to get to the North Rim. They don't open the road up until May 15th this year. So, I guess 8,200 feet in the air, the snow don't melt real quick over in that part of the world. But anyway, a great place. Anytime you can get 8,200 feet in elevation with your camper, why, it sounds like a fun place to go and play radio. I guess that's what I call it. Anyway, that's about it over here, Doug. WX7G, back to K7EME.
All right. Yes, I am getting the camping fever, and we have a trip up to the rim. A bunch of us planned later on in May, so we'll definitely put the word out and try to work some of you guys from up there while we're stretching out in the altitudes and enjoying the springtime before it gets hot. Anyways, sounds good, and we'll catch you later there, Jim. Let's see. Let me scoot back over to the other side of Phoenix, and let's get KD5NLP in here, Mike. Mike, are you copying? Over. I'm going to need a relay, Robert. Okay, I think you stopped transmitting there, Mike. Let's see. Jerry, you're over by Mike. Can you relay? Are you still there? Anybody relay what Mike said, please? Okay, Mike. Yeah, just having trouble copying you there today. So I apologize for that, but thanks for checking into the net, and we'll have to work on getting that pathway figured out between us. So I will say 7-3's Mike, and thanks for checking into the net.
Okay, Doug, we'll try it again later. But, yeah, tonight, 95 degrees. I guess we'll talk to yourself, 85 at LP.
Okay, that was a little better. I did get that. But yeah, we'll have to work. We got some issues there, and we'll work on that. Thank you, Mike. Maybe see you on 75 meters tonight. Let's see. Last on the list was WJ0F, Lee up in Flagstaff. And so that was good to hear him in there. And he's going to get his big monster Yagi rebuilt. It got snapped in half with some winds during the winter. And sounds like he's making some good progress toward getting that put back together. So with that brings us to the end of the net. Let's see if we have any other late check-ins. K7EME for the Arizona SWOT net. Late check-ins.
Do you want to relay for K7EME there, Doug?
Yeah, if you could. Go ahead, Steve.
Well, I'm shopper, Jerry, you said you could relay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I could relay. He's loud and clear here in Sun City.
Yeah, okay, Jerry. Jerry, go ahead, please. See if you can relay for what Mike said. Just if you could paraphrase that for me, please.
Roger, KD5NLP, W5RCQ. Mike, I was stepped out of the room when you were talking, so could you reiterate what you wanted to pass on to Doug, W5RCQ?
Well, thanks, Jerry. This is Mike, KD5NLP. No, I'm there. You've got a monster truck show, so thanks for a monster traffic jam. But other than that, everything's going good. We're going to check into the other net tonight. It's Sunday night, and that's around 6 o'clock or whenever. It's the 3695. So this is all I had, which is, I don't know why he's not copying me, but his signal was coming up. He's fading in and out, up and down. But, anyway, that's all we got. Thanks, Jerry. This is KD5NLP. Back to you, Jerry.
Jerry, I copied him that time.
RCQ. Yeah, I had stepped out into the hallway, and so I came back. Mike basically was saying everything's fine. The State Farm Stadium, the home of the Cardinals, has got some kind of a big monster truck show going on, and that's in Mike's neighborhood, so everything's a mess driving around down there. Other than that, he's in good shape, and he's planning on checking into 75-meter net tonight. So over to you, Doug.
All right, thank you for that, Chuck. Jerry, and I really appreciate that relay. I have trouble sometimes with Mike, but I copy him now. So Mike, just remember what beam heading you're on, and let's see if that helps. In case you were moving your antenna around, last heard you were coming in pretty darn well there. So I did copy you there. So you are getting out. I just am having trouble finding. We're having trouble finding the right combination of azimuths, I guess. Anyway, thanks for checking in 7.3s. And were there any other final check-ins? Nothing heard, so we'll call it a morning. And I appreciate everybody who checked in, and we'll do it all again next Sunday morning. We'll shut the live stream down now. 7.3s one and all. K7EME, have a great week coming up.
K7LOL.
Yeah, go ahead there, Dave.
Now that we've hit the